What in the actual fuck? What in the actual fuck? Oda continues fucking trolling. Trolla. Trolda. What? Oh my, what the fuck? Luffy's a little kid now? How the fuck does this happen? Like, I got so hyped. Like, do you, like, you guys know how hyped I got when you saw Gear 2. I'm reading now, I'm going, oh shit, this is Gear 2. What the fuck? Luffy's doing some Kaioken shit. So when Luffy Gear 3, I'm like, oh shit, it's going down. I'm expecting something epic. I'm expecting the doors to fly off. No, like something happened off panel. Luffy's the little kid again, and those two snot-nosed brats that are with Kokoro, like, why are you little again? And Luffy's just walking off, and the fucking chapter ends like that. Oh man, dude, like, so Gear 2 is the badass version, and Gear 3's the sissified version, because Luffy's a little kid. I don't, like, this is the thing. I don't know if Gear 3 has that appearance on Luffy, because Luffy used up so much energy that he basically went from adult size to fucking chibi size. Like, Luffy turned into this shit, man. Like, I'm so disappointed by that. Oh, man, I was not expecting that, man. I was not expecting that. But the rest of this chapter, though, holy shit. This was a good chapter. All that aside, and even then, that thing with Luffy is for comedy effect. It's just that Oda just spoiled me for the longest. Epic shit, epic shit, epic shit. Now 3 fucking chapters in a row. This dude's been fucking trolling. I don't know. I have a very sneaking suspicion that this whole this whole volume, all 10 chapters, Oda's just gonna troll us. I have a very sneaking suspicion that that's what he's gonna do. Because we're getting too close to the end of this fucking arc. That he's just gonna troll us before starting back with epic shit. But having Sanji, he's in there with Kalifa, and at first, you know, Sanji is proving me right. He's like, I don't hit women. I'm not gonna hit a woman. I'm gonna have a separate discussion on that at the end of this chapter. But very interesting to see Sanji's whole thing with Chivalry. But at the same time, he's swapping kicks with Kalifa, and I'm going, okay, sure, I'll roll with it. This is pretty badass, because you see like the multiple sound effects and everything, and you can see the after effects of the kicks. And there's this one sequence of events where Kalifa says direct hit, and it's because she kicked him in the balls. And I'm like, oh, okay, now we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere on this. And that's when Sanji's like, you little... And he can't say it because it's a shonen. But, you know, he charges right back at her. And another sequence of events. He manages to pin her down. And that's when she uses the finger bullet. Catches him off guard. Kicks him again. Sends him flying back. And that's when she says, I'm going to stop playing around with you for a pirate. You sure are a softie. And she says, if you can't survive this next move, you'll die. And that's when it cuts over to Nami. And I'm getting proved right, okay? Because, you know, Nami, big thing is she's outclassed. And looking at what she managed to pull off, because that's my bitch, man. That's my bitch right there. But looking at what she pulled off, she managed to steal the key, and I'm wondering if she managed to do this because she planned for this dude to wrap up with the hair, because he uses his hair like tentacles, and that's how she was going to pickpocket him. But Nami gets the key, she runs off, Chopper shows up, Chopper saves her, they run off. Chopper says, what number is that key? And she's like, 3. And he's like, oh no, that's no good. Sanji comes flying out of the place, right? And Oda does 2 things here that really draw my interest, okay? The first thing is he has me want to know more about Sanji as a kid, because I didn't get this from Zeph, okay? I didn't get this feeling from Zeph that Zeph would be all, you don't hit women, son. No matter what. You just serve them some food and you try and get in their pants. I didn't get that feeling from Zeph, right? And I look at Sanji, and Sanji says, it got drilled in my head when I was a kid. You don't hit women. He's got this really pained expression on his face. And I know how Oda draws people when they've gotten their ass whooped. And when he draws Sanji, there's a certain look. Whereas right now, And I should be able to show this without the issues with the camera I had before, but there's a look on Sanji's face that really, really stands out to me. Like, look at this. Okay, right here. Sanji says, even if it kills me, I won't kick a woman. And I can't find the one where he says it's been draining. Here it is. It's been drummed into my head as a kid. But right there, like Sanji looks pissed off to a different extent. I don't know if that's Oda hinting at something else. I don't know what the reasoning for that is. But the reason why that really stood out to me is when you look at Sanji's character, I totally buy the fact that, you know, he views women as being precious. You can't really harm them. I totally understand that, okay? But at the same time, it's like Sanji's wrestling with something else. I don't know if it's because his pride as a fighter and his loyalty to his crew is weighing down on him. He's like, man, I'm really letting them down. But it just seems like Sanji has some other demons with him, you know? Like, it's just like with Nami. When Nami saw that picture of Arlong, it's like she looked at it and you knew there was something else. And when she was acting the way that she did when Luffy and the others were coming around, I'm getting the same vibe. So I don't know where this is going. This arc is very centered on Nico Robin, and yet it feels like, you know, Oda is just saying, yep, I've kind of sprinkled something in with all the Straw Hats, and I'm doing it with Sanji right now. Because if you go back to the Davy Back fight, the whole thing with Nico Robin, there was a build up towards it, and then right at the end. So I don't know if at the end of this arc, we're going to get like another thing with Sanji, and it's just like, ha, here we go. So I don't know if that's what it is. I would call bullshit if that's the case. I don't want to see Oda fall into a pattern like that, because Oda, I respect the writing a lot because he's managed to get away from different things like that. But with that being said, I love the fact that, you know, Nami, you know, the banter back and forth between them. Nami's just like, yeah, that is pretty cool that you have this chivalry and that you don't believe in hidden women. And so she says, okay, I'm going to fight Kalifa. And I'm like, yes! Because I wanted to see that fight too, man. I just thought it'd be better if it was Sanji and it was Kalifa fighting. But it looks like it's going to be Nami. And Nami, I like how she just puts that staff together and she's talking to Sanji. And it's almost like this, right? And I don't know if it's because of the design. I just watched Batman versus Superman. But the way that she's talking to Sanji and she's just like, I got this. It reminds me of how when Wonder Woman first showed up on the screen and she's got the battle armor and the music and shit's playing and you're like, oh shit. Like, that's the vibe I was getting, man. I'm like, man, that's it. Like, Nami's like, all these guys got powers and everything. CP9's fucking crazy. But, you know, it's like when Wonder Woman had those, you know, arm bars and stuff coming on and like she deflected Doomsday's blast. I got that vibe. So maybe I'm just overhyping Nami at this point, but I just heard like the Wonder Woman music and shit in my head, so I'm really excited to see where that fight's going. And I thought maybe Sanji would recover enough to take on the person Nami was fighting. It ends up being Chopper, so that's cool to see that. Now, the other thing with this chapter, to get off of that, is I like what we saw when it comes to Luffy. Luffy tried to take the boat across. Even though he knew that it wasn't going to work, he's sitting there and it looks like he's drowning. And, you know, Luffy's trying to stay afloat. Devil Fruit can't really swim. And right there, I was about to call this Luffy, you big dummy, okay? And I still might. The only reason why I might not is because of this right here. And I'm just going to warn you guys, okay? I'll give some of my personal beliefs into this, and it might turn some people off. I'm just going to warn you. But I thought Oda was bringing up a very, very interesting subject with this, because you had Sanji fighting a woman. And the thing about this is Sanji's like, under no circumstances will I ever hit a woman. I can't do it. It's been ingrained in me since a kid. And I feel like as a society, that's one of the things that we have taught. You know, we've taught boys, you can't hit girls, no matter what. And then at the same time, you know, we tell boys, like, you take responsibility for your actions. And yet one of the things that we allow our girls to do is we let them say, something something, rubber is glue, your words bounce off me and stick back on you. It's a direct opposite contrast. And I'm one of those people, I feel like we should all respect each other's personal space. Nobody should lay hands on each other. But at the same time, and this again, this is just me, but I don't feel like if you get hit that you should not be allowed to defend yourself. I think you should be able to do it within reason. And Sanji is fighting a really powerful woman. He says it himself. He can't deny that she doesn't have superhuman strength. She has a devil fruit on top of that. This is one of those times, and this is why I fuck with what Luffy did with Vivi. Because Vivi was freaking the fuck out on him, and Luffy was like, okay, I'm not going to go all out on her ass, but I am going to knock her the fuck out. And it's the same thing that Koza did. Like, they didn't pull punches with them. And that's my stance. I feel like anytime you cross that line, man, woman, transgender, whatever, you cross that line into somebody's personal space, they have a right to defend themselves. And if you're a man, I get it. Because, you know, even though women can put on muscle, and this is actually true, even though women can put on muscle at a faster rate and become stronger faster than men, because of how our society is set up, you know, most men like myself, like I like to weight lift, okay? And that's like with, you know, right now, like with my girl, like, she lifts. If not, like, she does enough to stay in shape. But at the same time, I know that if we get into an argument and I just pop her ass, I'm a grown ass man that can bench press 275 and work out 12 reps doing that. And I can do that 2 or 3 times depending on how warmed up I am. So I know that if I'm doing that and I hit her with full strength, I'm the bad guy. But I should be able to, if something happens, and I wouldn't do this, but I'm saying, like, for devil's advocate, you should be able to defend yourself within reason. I believe in just restraining, like, if you get into an argument, and I've had to do this, like, you're being hit and all this stuff, you grab somebody, you use their body weight against them, and you restrain them until you can de-escalate the situation. And in a case like Sanji, where it's literally life or death, Sanji's got to get over that shit. And that's what Nami tells him. And I feel like Oda is telling us in a very subtle way, this is how he feels about these different situations. And when you get into what's going on now, or not necessarily now, but just in recent history, where you go back and you look at the Ray Rice video and all this other stuff before he had his cleaning services where he was dragging his wife around the elevator. If you look at the video, like, you see her, she's swinging on him, all this stuff outside. He should have walked away, didn't, got into the elevator, and she kept swinging on him. They're fighting and everything, totally understand it. He does what I do. He walks towards the back of the elevator and tries to stay away. She comes up, gets in his face, starts swinging, and there's that one moment where he just cold clocks her. And you look at it, it's just like, there's stuff he could have did differently, but at the same time, it is what it is. So with that being said, you know, if I offended anybody with this, there should have been a warning. So if you watched it and you got offended, hey, it is what it is. You fucking chose to watch this. But that's it. That's it for this review, guys. Hate to go off on the tangent like that. But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, share. Thank you so much for watching Kryptonian Saiyan, guys. Have an awesome day.